fairly mild and fairly sweet, coconut milk soup seems to be near the top of the list worldwide of favorite Thai dishes. What makes it so delicious is the way the herbs flavor the coconut milk. Now you might make it with chicken, or like we're doing today, with seafood. We start by preparing the mussels. We remove this little hairy bit from the shell and rinse each one well. We clean this fresh crab before cutting it into bite-sized pieces using the scissors. Now, if you can't get crab, or you find it expensive, you might substitute some fillet of snapper or another firm-fleshed fish. Any combination of seafood is fine in this recipe. Our fresh prawns are next. We're going to leave the heads on because there's tasty juice in there that flavors our broth, and we find them aesthetically pleasing. But you can remove them at this point if you wish. We also leave the tails on. They're handy for lifting the prawns out of the broth when we're ready to eat them. But please make sure you remove these sharp bits here. We wouldn't want anyone to bite down on those.
And of course, as always, we remove the veins by making shallow cuts down the back of each one. You might do this with a toothpick if your fingernails aren't long enough. All our seafood is rinsed well before going into the soup. You can do this under gently running water.
Next, we have a whole squid, which we'll show you how to clean. We start by pulling out the legs and carefully removing the sac that contains its black ink. Now, we gently squeeze the legs until this piece of hard cartilage pops out, and we discard that. We eat the head, so we're going to leave that on, but we are going to remove the eyes. Now we cut the body down the middle with the tip of the knife and peel away the skin. Now this plastic-like piece that Runga's removing from the squid's body is the closest thing that the animal has to a spine. We can't eat it, so we discard it. Now we cut the squid's body open lengthwise, and if you're lucky you might find some eggs in here, which are very good to eat, especially in soup. This technique is called scoring. With the outer surface of the squid down, make gentle cuts on the inside surface. As you can see, we're making diagonal scores in two directions that don't quite go all the way through.
When we put the pieces into our soup, or into boiling water, as we do for our seafood salad, they'll curl up in an appetizing way.
Let's look now at some of the distinctively Thai herbs that go into coconut milk soup. Fresh kaffir lime leaves add fragrance and help cut the fishy odor of the seafood. If you can't get them fresh, try to find dried ones because the flavor is very important to this dish. You're probably familiar with lemongrass and can get it in either a fresh or a frozen form in the Asian food section of your supermarket. Fresh galangal is another ingredient that can be a challenge to find outside of Southeast Asia. Ginger is not a substitute for galangal because its taste is very different. If you can't get it fresh, again, try to find some dried. We've got two kinds of mushrooms, both oyster and straw. Truthfully, you can use any kind of mushroom in this recipe as long as its flavor isn't too strong. Here on Koh Samui, we're lucky to have some of the most delicious fresh coconut cream in the world, straight from the tree. But you're most likely to get yours in this form or this one. If it comes in a packet of powder like this, add about 1 cup of lukewarm water for a creamy consistency. Let's prepare the herbs now. We'll start by slicing about 1/4 cup of galangal root.
We first remove the skin and then cut it thinly. Now, herbs like this one, as well as the lemongrass and lime leaves that will go into this soup, aren't eaten by most people, and you may even choose to strain them out before serving if you think your guests would appreciate that. But on the other hand, cut into thin slices like this and boiled, galangal is certainly edible, and many enjoy it, not just for its flavor, but for its health benefits. Soups that are rich in herbs like this one, and its spicier cousin tom yum, are considered excellent remedies for many things that ail you.